Hey guys, Aubrey here. Today I am doing the Eureka Math Grade 1 Module 5 Lesson 3 homework. So let's get started. Go on a scavenger hunt for three-dimensional shapes. Look for objects at home that would fit in the chart below. Try to find at least 4 objects for each shape. So again, like I always say, one of the most important things when doing a math problem is understanding the problem itself. So let's review what we're doing here. So go on a scavenger hunt for three-dimensional shapes. So what are three-dimensional shapes? So another name for this is 3D shapes, which is basically something that is like a solid and is a shape. So pretend we have, and a lot of everyday objects are like 3D shapes. So you can have like a box, or like it could even be like something you play with, like a soccer ball, but 3D objects are really common. So our job is to find some 3D objects and fit them in the chart below. So I'm gonna give you guys some examples, and then you guys can fill out the rest with your own examples. So first, for a cube, I'd say maybe like definitely a dice. And what else could be a cube? Maybe like Legos sometimes could be it, or not really Legos because they have those things on top. But honestly, there could be many, maybe like a box, possibly. Or you guys know when you go into the trampoline park and you get that little sponge thing, and that like in the pit you jump in. So maybe like sponge, because like that little pit thing. Now rectangular prism, well, there can be like a box or like a shoe box maybe. What else? Butter. Like there could be butter because like the store-bought one, it's like the little stick, which is a rectangular prism because it has 6 flat faces, but they aren't square faces. A cylinder could be can, fruit, and it can also maybe be like a water bottle, if you guys know those kind without like the lid kind of. And a sphere, there are many for this. You could do basketball, soccer ball, basically anything that's round and rolls and has no flat faces. It's like a baseball or a soccer ball, maybe a golf ball too. And a cone, well, one thing is like a regular traffic cone because it has a pointy end and a flat face. And also maybe an ice cream cone would fit in this category. So this is basically the idea we're doing here. We're trying to find out what shapes, what items can fit in these categories. So you guys can continue on and fill this page out, but these are some examples. And next page. So number 2, choose one object from each column. Explain how you know that object belongs in that column. Use the word bank if needed. All right, number A, I put the blank in the cube column. So let's look at the cube column. We have dice and sponge. Let's use dice. So I put the dice in the cube column because, well, we put it in the cube column because it has 6 flat faces that are squares. So a cube is basically a square, but like 3D. And for it to be a cube, it needs 6 flat faces, and it needs to be a square. Because if they aren't squares, like they're rectangles, that'd be a rectangular prism. All right, B, I put the blank in the cylinder column. So let's look back at the cylinder column. Here, this is cylinder. I think we can use canned fruits. So I put the canned fruits. In the cylinder column, well, we put it in the cylinder column because it rolls, because cylinder needs to roll and have 2 flat faces. So it rolls, has 2 flat faces. All right, next C. So I put the blank and the sphere column. So this, we can use baseball. So baseball column, I put the baseball. Because for it to be a sphere, it needs to roll and have no flat faces. Okay, let's erase that. Because it is round and it rolls, but also it doesn't have any flat faces. Because it needs to be like a ball, basically. And D, I put the blank in the cone column. The cone column, I put ice cream cone. So we can write, I put the ice cream cone there because it has a pointy edge, and it has a pointy edge, so it has a pointy end and a flat base. So a cone is basically like a traffic cone. So it's pointy at the top, but then slowly it gets bigger and the bottom is round and also flat. And E, I put the blank in the rectangular prism. So that's this one. We can put butter. So I put the butter in the rectangular prism column because it has 6 flat faces that aren't squares. Because if all of them were squares, then it would have been a cube. And it can have like 2 squares on the very side, but then it needs to have 4 faces that are rectangle then. So we could also write there are 6 rectangles because there's 6 that make it up. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helps. And please don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps on my channel. See you guys next time. Bye!